goal of having him sworn in as President and Commander-in-Chief? The answer is simple. We are committed to Asiwaju because he has demonstrated commitment to Nigeria. We are dedicated to his campaign because he has dedicated several decades of his life to the country that we all call home. From the bitter, drawn-out struggle against military dictatorship to his relentless efforts to steady the ship of our nascent democracy, Asiwaju has proven himself to be a patriot in every sense of the word. And a man who loves Nigeria as much as he clearly does can be trusted to lead our country. Asiwaju has also displayed an uncanny ability to spot and nurture talent, and so we are confident that when he wins, by God's grace, he will constitute a team made up of those who are eminently qualified. He did it once in Lagos, and we are confident that he can certainly do it again. Many of those in this room today, and scores of others not present, male and female, and in both the public and private sectors, have worked with Asiwaju at different points and benefited from his guidance and mentorship. From the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, whose dynamism endears him to the youth, to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, one of the finest lawmakers our continent has ever seen, to His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who was captain of his class of governors and continues to embody efficiency as Minister for Works, to His Excellency Mr. Project Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to Her Excellency Dr. Idiat Adebule, former Secretary to the Lagos State Government, former Deputy Governor of Lagos State, and now Senatorial Candidate for Lagos West, to others in the private sector like Mr. Idris Olorinimbe, a trailblazer in the creative sector, and others too numerous to mention. For those of us who work in the gender space, gender equity is a key part of why we participate in politics. The road to emancipation and equitable representation has been long and windy for Nigerian women, but not so with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. During his time as governor of Lagos State, women played key roles in his administration. In fact, one of his closest allies was Yeye Olukemi Nelson, may God have mercy on her soul, who served as his Commissioner for Women Affairs and went on to become a rallying point for women politicians in the Southwest. Many benefited from her support and guidance, including me, and I remain forever thankful. A son to the iconic Alhaja Abibatu Mogaji, it therefore came as no surprise that Asiwaju as governor prioritized the welfare of women. Asiwaju understands that tackling the issue of women's underrepresentation in all spheres of life is something that must be done from different angles: political inclusion, economic empowerment, and girl-child education. Tonight, you will hear from a woman who only got a chance at higher education because of a policy introduced during Asiwaju's tenure. Tonight, you will hear from a woman who has been mentored by him and has gone on to build an enviable career in public service, serving at both state and federal levels. Tonight, you will hear from women who have worked directly with Asiwaju and have been impacted by him, and you will understand why those of us who love this man love him as passionately as we do. Lagos, the state which Asiwaju once governed and is being managed in accordance with his blueprint, also leads the way in legal protection for women. With an agency dedicated to diligently prosecuting all forms of domestic and sexual abuse, Lagos has signaled that there will be zero tolerance for the oppression and violation of women. It is also key to note that it was Asiwaju who appointed the first female chief judge in Lagos State, Justice Ibilola Shotiminu, now retired. Asiwaju's wife, our mother, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has also shattered records as the first woman in history to serve for 3 terms in the Nigerian Senate. She is a powerhouse and a formidable politician in her own right, and one can safely conclude that a man who has demonstrated equity in his own home will deal with Nigerian women equitably. Tonight, we celebrate and honor a man who deserves every ounce of respect that he is accorded. And by the special grace of God, we will celebrate even more elaborately after he has been declared winner of the 2023 presidential election. Before I leave, I would like to express my profound appreciation to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. I first met Speaker during the merger process of the legacy parties. He was minority leader of the House, and I also worked at the National Assembly as a special assistant to the Speaker during his time as majority leader. Back then, I would very aggressively engage with him on gender-related issues. Now, I greatly appreciate his efforts. Ensuring adequate representation for women is an uphill task, and we need sincere allies like him in this struggle. I also want to seize this opportunity to thank him most sincerely for his support. Sometime in 2021, I threw my scarf in the ring for the position of National Youth Leader of the APC. Before then, no woman had ever tried, as the role is generally considered as one that is meant for men. When I informed Speaker, my project became his. He consulted stakeholders on my behalf, lobbied Ashiwaju on my behalf, referred me to governors and others within the party in a bid to seek their support, and he was just there with me at every step of the way. Right up until when I withdrew from the race in deference to my governor, His Excellency Prince Adedapo Abiodun. For as long as I have known Speaker, he has had an open door, an open mind, and an open heart. And I want to say thank you, sir. May God Almighty grant you goodness, shield you from harm, and elevate you even further. I would also like to thank all my wonderful, amazing peers and excos and members who are here today. Some of them who had urgent business back home had to return, but most of them stayed. And I greatly appreciate the honor and the respect. May God honor you all. I greatly appreciate your commitment to our common cause, from Katsina to Zamfara, to Taraba, to Kwara, to Abia, to Enugu, to Borno, to Ondo, Osun, Ekiti, and all the work been put in all the other states. Please know that I appreciate you a great deal and feel deeply honored to know you and to lead you. May God crown our efforts with success, and may renewed hope become a reality in this election cycle. Thank you all.
Thank you. Please keep the claps coming. Keep the claps coming. In our haste to move on with the program, I haven't recognized the members of our high table, and it's important I do so. We have with us His Excellency, the celebrant of the day. No, let me start with the Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. He is the Speaker of the National Assembly. Welcome, sir. Please give a round of applause. Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Speaker of the House of Assembly, National Assembly. We also have with us Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, former EFC Chairman. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for being in our midst. We have with us Dr. Betta Edu, the National Chairman for Women. The National Women Leader. Welcome, madam. It's a pleasure having you in our midst. And we also have with us Madam Salamatu Gbajabiamila. Welcome, madam. That's the wife of our speaker. It's a pleasure to have you in our midst. We have Senator Jibrin Jibarau, and as I get more names, we'll definitely recognize. But we must go immediately to the next item, which is very, very crucial, the Goodwill messages. And first up, we're going to be having Iyaloja Oluwatoyin Badnos, President Ashiwaju Women Cooperative Society. Please give her a round of applause for a Goodwill message. As I said before, my rules, I'll stand behind you. As I come forward, just know that it's time for you to wrap up. So let's go straight 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Our incoming president, Senator Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Man sọ pé Ashiwaju ló máa jẹ president, inshallah. Bó ṣe máa rí ni. The speaker, our woman leader, and and my daughter, Nisola. I'm so proud of you. I don't have much to say. All I want to say, sir, is that this money thing, this Emefiele thing, yes. Because I'm a market woman, sir. And when Risola told me that I was going to be coming to make a speech here, we know, sir, that you care about the masses, about the traders, because you yourself, sir, Ọmọ ọlọ́jà ni, Baba ọlọ́jà ni, so you really care about us. And we know that all this is politics. And sir, the traders in Nigeria, we are hanging in there. We made up our minds, sir. We are going to vote for you, inshallah. Ashwaju will become, no matter what, sir. Like you said, sir, if they lie, let them lock up the petrol. If they lie, let them put ink on the notes. We are going to vote, and we are going to win. And that dream, sir, that you have, that Nigeria of your dreams, sir, it shall come to pass. But I want to ask for something, sir. Please, sir. You see, we have been seeing, because in the market we know to go school, but some of us go school small. We have been seeing different town hall meetings, sir. They've been having it with medical doctors, with artisans, with all the people that, you know, go to school. But we, the traders in Nigeria, sir, we are begging, sir, these few days, give us a day, sir, out of your very busy schedule, to have town hall meetings, sir, with us, with the leaders of the traders in Nigeria, the Ohanese, the Arewa traders, so that we can take this message, sir, back to the market, to our people, and let them know, sir, that you truly cares about their plight. You know what they are going through. You are not oblivious to it. The petty trader that are now cannot have access to cash, we want to tell them that Ashwaju cares, sir. We want to have, they told me to tell you, sir, we want to have a town hall meeting with you, sir. Any day that you give us, sir, we are ready. All the trader, the leadership of the trader, will be here in Abuja, sir, to listen to you, sir, and to tell you our problem. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you so much. I think Ashwaju has noted that. Very important. Respectfully, sir, I'm so sorry to the governor of Kano State. I do apologize. His Excellency Abdullahi Ganduje, I'm so sorry, sir, for skipping you. You're welcome, sir. Please give him a round of applause. It's a bit... So, representing Her Excellency, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I'll be calling up Dr. Asabe Belita to share her goodwill message. Dr. Asabe Belita Bashir, welcome, madam. Everybody go for Jagaban. DJ, you have that one. Jagaban.
Everybody vote for Jagaban. Thank you. Thank you very much. The leader of our party, of our great party, the APC, Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban of Nigeria, and also the APC presidential candidates, and inshallah, the President of Nigeria come May 29. Let me recognize my leader, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, and his dear wife, Madam Salamatu. Let me take us a little bit down the memory lane. In the 8th Assembly, those of us that supported Uncle Femi for Speaker, that speakership was keenly contested, and that election took place precisely on Tuesday, 9th June 2015. We lost that election by 8 votes. Both our principal and us that followed him, we thought that that was the end of the world. But little did we know that, as people say, God's time is the best. When people say God's time is the best, you will not know until it happens to you. It has happened to us. Because that time we thought that that was the end of our political career. But little did we know that God has reserved the post of the speaker to Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamanya in the night assembly. And he took it on the platter of gold, not as we suffered in the 8th assembly. So thank God for you, sir. I want to recognize the entourage of our leader, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, every led by His Excellency, the Governor of Kano State, Governor Gandhi, our amiable woman leader, Dr. Beta Edu. Beta Edu, Beta Nigeria, better for Nigeria, inshallah. Oh, thank you very sorry. I'm so sorry to have skipped the wife of the Kwara State Governor, First Lady of Kwara State, whom we called beautiful and brainy. Sorry, ma, for skipping that protocol. And please permit me to, and let me recognize my daughter, Rinsola Abiola, the convener of this event. My daughter, we are so proud of you, and sky is the limit, inshallah. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I'm here to represent my principal, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who is unavoidably absent. She has asked me to represent her in this event, even though she has not given me a written speech, but I have drafted something a little so as not to talk out of context. I therefore want to welcome you on behalf of Senator Oluremi Tinubu to this very auspicious event of Meet the Mentor, otherwise called Meet Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I am particularly happy at this event, which seeks to honor and celebrate our principal, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban of Nigeria, for nurturing talents and uplifting others in his lifetime. The role of mentorship plays a role in human development and capacity building. And it is very, very key, because the two of our religions encourage us to be of benefit to fellow human beings. And honestly speaking, if today anyone were to be referred to as the Mentor General of the Federation, that person will be Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Asiwaju has mentored many people across the length and breadth of Nigeria and across all walks of life, be it law sector, financial sector, creative sector, political and governance, engineering sector, medicine, name it, commerce and all. Through Asiwaju's policies, when he was the governor of Lagos State, he touched the lives of millions of Lagosians. And through his political and humanitarian activities, Asiwaju has inspired millions of people. This is to portray one of the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which says that the best of the people are the most beneficial to the people, and that is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Asiwaju believes in developing people, and he is the best of assembling the best brains. To the women of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu has this message for you, that you should follow the person who knows road. Nigerian women have been clamoring for implementation of the 35% affirmative action since the Beijing Declaration of 1994. I recommend to you Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. His track record shows women inclusion. From the first governor to select a woman to be a deputy governor, to the Lagos State being the first state to produce a female chief judge, etc., as you heard from the speech of Rinsola Abiola. Today, Lagos State is still the most progressive in the country when it comes to gender mainstreaming, because Asiwaju laid the solid foundation for women inclusiveness in governance. We are so grateful to you, sir. As I speak, the wife of our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a third-term senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I ask the question that how many of our men leaders today will allow their wives for appointed position, not to talk of elective position? This is to show the Nigerian women that Asiwaju has passionate or committed interest in the cause of uplifting women. He believes in it, he has done it, and he will continue to do it, if given the opportunity to rule Nigeria. I want to also reiterate that this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that the First Lady, God's willing, will be an astute politician in her own right. Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu has contested and won election 3 times in her senatorial district in Lagos State, and back-to-back. And inshallah, if given the opportunity to be the First Lady of Nigeria, she will bring her political experience to bear by empowering women, lifting and supporting the Nigerian women across board, God's willing. I therefore call on all Nigerian women to come out in their numbers to vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our APC presidential candidate, because he is the one who can protect our interests. Lastly, I commend and congratulate my daughter, Risola Abiola, and her team for the formation of a political network called the Progressive Sisters Network, which was purposely formed to support the presidential aspiration of our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his vice, Senator Kashim Shettima. Risola is a very, very hardworking girl, and she's trailblazing. I don't expect less from her. Risola, sky is your limit, inshallah, in the political space, because you have started well and have gotten the right political mongrels behind you. My prayer for you is to be greater than your father politically, inshallah. Finally, may God Almighty grant the APC family success at the polls, and may the renewed hope of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu usher in equity to the Nigerian women. Long life Jagaban of Nigeria, long life APC, and long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep the applause coming. Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll be hearing from Honorable Asabe Veleta Bashir, representing Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, Chairman Tinubu Shettima Women Presidential Campaign Team. Please give a round of applause again. Let me quickly recognize the presence of the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mr. Sunday Dare. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. I'm told that we also have Ambassador Jerry Ogokwe, former ambassador to Austria, Slovakia, and resident Nigerian rep to United Nations and OPEC. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much for being here. We also have Honorable Olubumi Tunji Ojo, the Chairman House Committee on NDDC. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Very quickly, we're going to move on round to our opening address by the host, His Excellency, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila. You're welcome, sir. Please come forward for your opening address.
Your Excellency, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, inshallah, the incoming President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His Excellency, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, friend and brother, President on special duty. Sorry, what's that? Many of you may not know one of the most powerful people in Nigeria quietly, Alhaji Yao Darazo. Honorable ministers, my colleagues, senators, members here present. My very beautiful wife. Ladies and gentlemen, let me at this point rest on the protocol that has been established earlier. And let me say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And it is my honor and pleasure to be with you tonight at this very special event organized by the Progressive Sisters Network. It is in honor of our leader, our father, and the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, while this is a political event, our subject tonight is not politics. We are here to talk about leadership. And there's a big difference between politics and leadership. We are here to talk about the role and value of mentorship in building nations. We're here to talk about a man whose entire life is a testament to the incredible impact that individuals can make on the lives of others when they devote themselves to building ladders of opportunity for others to reach the highest heights their talents can take. We're here to talk about what it takes to live a life devoted to making a positive impact in the lives of others. And most importantly, we're here to hear from the people who, at the critical moment of their ascent, benefited from the support, guidance, and leadership of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ladies and gentlemen, I am one such person. Nobody makes it in this life alone. We need each other. We depend on relationship networks, our family, our friends, and even sometimes the kindness of strangers to achieve the best desires of our hearts. Our life's journey is unique to each one of us as ordained by our Creator. Yet, through life's journey, we each encounter detours and obstacles similar to what others have experienced. In those moments, it will never be enough to be intelligent, determined, or tenacious. In those moments, nothing beats having a guiding hand from someone who has been down the same road and can provide you with a roadmap. This is particularly true in politics, where it is said that a political career is like a candle in the wind. All it takes is an inopportune gust to end it. For nearly 3 decades, I have had the opportunity and privilege of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's guiding hand to help me in my public service. I have learned lessons from him that have helped me to be a better legislator and a public servant. Throughout his political career, Asiwaju has never forgotten that all political and governing decisions must have at their core considerations of what is best for the individual citizen. When you are in a position to make policy, it is very easy to get lost in the technical details of things and lose sight of the human element. Today, we are seeing the devastating hardship that inevitably results when policy makers fail to consider the life and circumstances of the ordinary citizen. Personnel is policy. The quality of the people you surround yourself with in public office will determine the quality of policy design and implementation. As governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju composed a cabinet of men and women drawn from different states and regions, representing various religions and cultural affiliations. That cabinet had men like Senator Okoyemi Bamidele, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, Ben Akab Weze, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Senator Femi Lanley, Sunday Dari, and Arthur Wari, amongst others. All of these individuals who have gone on to have accomplished careers in public and private sectors by virtue of their own abilities are Lagosians by their contributions to the growth and prosperity of the state. But none of them is from Lagos. Let me take that again. All those names that I've mentioned have gone on to accomplish things as Lagosians, but none of them is from Lagos. I learned from Asiwaju that what matters is the quality of the person, not where they came from, nor their gender, nor their religion. People who don't add value to you will default to saying yes all the time, because that is how they stay in your good graces. But you will not long survive or make an indelible impact if you surround yourself with people who don't have the intellectual capacity to rigorously examine your own ideas and profile their own. Ironically, the people who will be most loyal to you are not the yes men, but those who can succeed on their own. These are the men and women who are with you because they share your vision, can add value to it, and desire to help build a legacy of public service that is its own reward. You will never succeed in building such a team if you focus on asking questions about which God a person prays to, which language she speaks, and which church they attend. These questions don't speak to the quality of a human being. More often than not, they reflect the prejudices and limited vision of the person asking the question. Asiwaju taught us that the promise of democracy is not perfection. The promise of democracy is accommodation and dedication to service in the best interest of the collective. Therefore, the driving spirit of every thriving democracy is our collective commitment to a covenant of public service that seeks the common good rather than the pursuit of narrow objectives. The success of our democracy and the progress and prosperity of our nation therefore depends on each of us knowing and operating in the knowledge that Nigeria belongs to us all, and we each have a responsibility to pursue what is necessary, to do that which is hard, and to make sacrifices to build a nation and leave a legacy of which our successors will be rightly proud. And we learned from Asiwaju that the private ambitions of any one individual must never take preeminence over the shared interests of the community, the party, or the country. Some of you in this room will run for office. Some already have. You won't always be successful. There are those whose response to loss is to decide to burn down the house, create chaos and confusion, or sulk away into scheming and sabotage. Those of us who came up in the Asiwaju school understand that the loss today is a victory deferred. We know that when you lose in a fair contest, that is the time to rededicate yourself to the good of the community, the institution, the constituency, the state, or the country. That is the way of honor. And those who don't understand this are dangerous to the common good. After all is said and done, the family you come home to remains the most critical thing in your life. The demands of a career in public life will often cause you to spend time away from them, and it is too easy to lose sight of your obligations to the ones closest to you. We must endeavor to keep your perspective and remember that family is all you have in the end. Your family aren't only those related to you by blood or marriage, but all those who are invested in your life, whose cares are your concern, and who carry you in their hearts. Keep them close, take care of them, and all will be well. I learned all this that I'm saying to you from one person, from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. For over 3 decades, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been my mentor my friend, my brother, and my leader. I am honored to be with him on this journey as he seeks the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Because I know the ambitions he has in his heart for our beloved country. I know that as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he will speak for those who have no voice. Remember those who are forgotten. Respond to the frustrations and fulfill the aspirations of all Nigerians who seek a better life in a better land. I know this because this is who he is. This is how he has lived his life. And I, like so many others, am a testament to the quality of the man. When we leave this place tonight, I urge two things of you. The first is to ensure that in your own lives, you will endeavor to make it a priority to seek out and help others who are coming along. As you seek mentors to support your path, be willing to be the same for others. Keep in mind that we are all part of the same grand tapestry of humanity, and we rise by lifting others. The second thing I ask of you is that in these last days of the campaign, you dedicate yourselves to telling the story of Bola Ahmed Tinubu everywhere you go. Convince them that in this election, there is only one candidate whose dedication to the cause of Nigeria is not in question, whose devotion to the best aspirations of our nationhood is evident, who will lead our country to answer the call of history and defeat the most complex challenges of our time. That man is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In closing, I want to give maybe one or two anecdotes of things that happened and why I'm where I am today. A few years ago, I was election time, probably my third term, and I walked into Ashwaju's house. Now, let me give you a little history about my constituency, Surulere, and where I come from and how I played my politics. I did what I could do, what I needed to do for the leaders, quote and unquote. But my main focus was the grassroots and the people that I served. But some of my leaders did not like that. Many of my leaders preferred that my concentration should be solely towards them, and they would take care of everything else. Surulere is divided into two, Surulere 1 and Surulere 2. My counterpart from Surulere 2 went along with that school of thought that the leaders are the ultimate. Unfortunately, he ignored the people at the grassroots and he lost his re-election. I walked into Ashwaju's house in Bodilon one day. It was during election time, primaries. And there seated with Ashwaju were several of my leaders from Surulere. Several. Probably about 15 of them. And what they had come to talk to Ashwaju about was how I should not, or they did not think I should go back to the house for the third term. It was just happenstance that I walked in there. And they had said all sorts to Ashwaju. Of course, none of them was true. But Ashwaju didn't even care to listen to the stories they had to say. So I sat down and he said to them, "What is wrong with you leaders? You have with you in Surulere, and you are lucky to have with you," his own words, "a very young, brilliant man. Are you aware that as we go for the third and the fourth term, that this man might become the Speaker of the House of Representatives?" That's what he said to them. And that was the end of their ill-fated mission to Bodilon. I also remember 2015, I think when we had the election that picked Tinubu against the PDP, against Mulikat Adiola, I was with Aminu Tambuwal. I started his campaign. And in their bid to get Ashwaju's support and the party's support, Aminu Tambuwal and a few other members from the north, Honorable Shagari and a few others, they went to Ashwaju and the leaders of the party then, I think Leader Oshova was there and a couple of other people. They had a proposal. They wanted Aminu Tambuwal as the Speaker of the House and to have me as his Deputy Speaker. Now everybody was excited. All the leaders in the party were excited. They bought into it. Even I bought into it. The only person that said a big emphatic no was Bola Ahmed Tinubu. At the time, nobody understood why. Your party is being offered the deputy speakership on a platter of gold. Everybody has keyed in, except you, this one man. And by the time Ashwaju broke down the reasons why, to them and to me in private, you couldn't fault it. He saw what others did not see. That in the future, if this speakership fails, or if the party fails, that is PDP at that time, you are inexorably tied to it. You are part of the failure. As minority leader, you can make a far better name for yourself than the deputy speaker. And that's exactly what happened. So I just thought I'll give those two examples. When you talk about a man who sees way ahead of everybody else, that is Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me thank you all for coming this evening. May God bless you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Before I take my seat, I would want to please take your indulgence. There is a package here, sitting here on this stage, and I want on the woman leader, who I worked with to get this out. We have about 200,000 boxes here. She can come and give you a brief on what is in there and what it's for. Just quick 2 minutes, Honorable. Well, yeah, Dr. Betta, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think he deserves another round of applause. That's the mentor and his mentee, the Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives. Your Excellency, by the grace of Almighty God, the incoming President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and a spectacular leader who is being celebrated greatly tonight, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our own dear Speaker and his dear wife, and indeed all the very great women I can see around here, the wife of the Governor of Kwara, the Chairman of NDDC, too many to mention, too many wonderful great women here, and I thought I saw my deputy at some point. Good evening, everyone. Members of the High Table, I recognize all of you. Just to go quickly to this, tonight is about a great man. They said the greatness, the strength of a man is not measured by how much he has, but is measured by how much of himself he has been able to replicate in other people. Tonight we have so many Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubus sitting in this room. We have one just beside him, the next one is beside him, and so on and so forth. We have from the presidency all the way down to the market woman. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been able to replicate himself in people. And that's why Nigerian women are confident to go all out and vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he would only create more of himself in Nigeria. Quality leadership, capacity leadership you can count on. As part of that leadership which he has shown, those who he has mentored, the great speaker, Right Honorable Femi Gbaja and his dear wife, a couple of other mentees are behind some wonderful last-minute project that should get items into the hands of Nigerians at the grassroots. Now, this is just a form of saying thank you to our dear father, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We will not sit down and watch you go through this race. We will do everything possible to ensure that you are elected president come 13 days from today. We're excited. I'm excited because it's done. Very, very excited. The few times we've had to work very closely with you, one thing I've come to know is the fact that you are a very confident person and you have basically a realistic solution to every issue raised. This is what Nigeria needs right now. And that's why you're the man for the job, and we trust you. Right in this package, which will be going around Nigeria in the next couple of days for a door-to-door intervention, the Tinubu Shetima door-to-door intervention, we have lots of items, lots of food items there, and we have over 200,000 pieces of these that will be distributed across the country, working through different channels. The candidates that will be running these elections will be part of the distribution. The women leaders from the states to the local governments, down to the wards, and down to the polling unit, where we have one woman representing the polling unit. This will be part of our engagement at the door-to-door, Gida, or whichever name is being called at those levels. But what's most important is that we want to reach everyone with that message. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the man for today, is the next president, and is the one you can trust. Finally, working with the office of the speaker, working with the party, and of course my deputy, we would be bringing on board another level of innovation as it concerns campaigning. We'll be taking it to the next level. Mr. Speaker, I do not know if I have your permission to let the cat out of the bag, or we'll just let Nigerians see it when it's done. Okay, I think we'll let Nigerians see it when it's done. Finally, I want to say well done, Mr. Lai, and well done, PSN. Are you in the room? Women, it's time to go out there. We've got 13 days to meet the next president. It's no longer time to be in Abuja. It's no longer time to look pretty. If I don't look pretty between now and 26th of February, that's okay. Because I'm not just heading at the voting unit. I'll follow my votes till they're announced, they are collated, and they are announced in Abuja. So it's your time to go back to the grassroots, door to door, engage. Tell them your personal story about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Tell them about the people he has raised, and tell them that you're the next woman on the line to get that raise and that promotion. Women, are we here? No woman! If you believe you're the
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store. Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
Every week, Green Angle, in partnership with Wild Aid, will bring you a documentary series on environmental issues affecting Nigeria's amazing biodiversity, from climate change, air pollution, and wildlife conservation. We will be traveling across Nigeria to give you on-the-ground report of the issues affecting our environment. It airs every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
The National Assembly is a busy place. As the bastion of democracy, it is a place where bills are presented, motions debated, laws made, and the yearnings of the people are laid bare. Come with us as we take you through the workings of the National Assembly. We take you through plenary, committee meetings, and probes, all to ensure smooth working of the democratic process.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I am sure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Ijason, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
Politics is defined as getting what?
The wife of the governor of Kwara State, should be giving her comments. As I said earlier, I have a few rules because of time, and our senator has to leave soon, so I'll be behind you. As I step closer, it means that we start wrapping up. And then when I start rubbing your body, you think I'm start. I can't start to back from you, but don't worry. I'm talking about other comments. So as I come close to you and I start rubbing your hand, it means I'm going to smash the mic from you. But either way, please give a round of applause to the right of the governor of Kwara State, Ambassador, Her Excellency Ambassador Dr. Olukolake Abdulrazak, to comes up to give her own comments.
Thank you very much for that introduction, MC. Very good MC this evening. Your Excellency, Senator
Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the APC, and by God's grace, the President of Nigeria on May 29, 2023. I'd like to recognize his wonderful wife and President of the Presidential Campaign Team, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ably represented by the DG of the National Women Development Center, Honorable Asabe Delita Bashir, the host of today and the Speaker of the House of Representatives and his lovely wife, the delegation of the Presidential Candidate, including governors, ministers, and all members of the High Table, and other eminent personalities here, members of the Presidential Campaign Council and the Presidential Campaign Team here present. A few of you are seated with me there. Dr. Betta Edu, the National Women Leader, and then Risala Abiola, and members of the PSN. Well done today. Other distinguished personalities here present permit me to stand on the existing protocol due to time constraint. It is indeed an honor and a great privilege for me to be here this evening. I've been asked to represent the First Ladies in the country. I'm sure you're all aware we have our groupings. We're grouped into the Nigeria Governors' Wives Forum. We're also grouped into the Northern Governors' Wives Forum and the Southern Governors' Wives Forum. And we are also the First Ladies in our individual states. And we've been very busy. So it is indeed an honor for me to be here to join in the celebration to honor His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who by the grace of Almighty will be the next President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Today's event no doubt speaks to the viability and competence of Ashiwaju Bola Tinubu as an enviable leader who has over the years displayed sterling qualities that has promoted development, has strengthened institutions, as well as impacted people. We've heard so much of that here this evening. A true nationalist, Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has in the course of his private and public life mentored men and women who through his tutelage had proceeded to become personalities of notable substance, holding enviable positions both at national and subnational levels, and in the private sector as well. I'm indeed proud to be part of the celebration of this true mentor. Some of you may be aware that I'm also an ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and we have all our Lagos group, and Ashiwaju has been very, very instrumental to the development of the ambassadors from Lagos State, of which I am one of them. Today's event also provides an opportunity to appreciate the access granted women to be active partakers in politics and processes of governance. As you will agree with me that when a woman is empowered, the home front is secure. You will agree also that Ashiwaju leads in the development and promotion of the cause of women, and this is evident in his choosing a female deputy while serving as governor of Lagos State in 1999. Amongst other avenues he created for women to thrive and achieve their full potential. It is in the light of this, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, that the Nigeria Governors' Wives Forum, a coalition of wives of the governors of the 36 states, I saw Governor Ganduje here just a little while ago, and yesterday I was together with his wife at the FCT rally. We sat together, and I know what we've been discussing for the future. This coalition of wives of governors of the 36 states of the Federation chose as their core concerns the protection, development, and inclusion of women. We are talking about development of women and gender mainstreaming. This has seen the forum lead advocacies and amplified awareness on sexual and gender-based violence as an impediment to the actualization of the dreams and aspirations of women. This advocacy has, however, resulted in the adoption of protective laws at subnational levels and the creation of institutional frameworks for combating the menace and providing care for survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. It may interest you to know that before the Nigeria Governors Forum declared a state of emergency on sexual and gender-based violence in June 2020, during the outbreak of the COVID-19,
only 14 states had domesticated the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, but as we speak, due to the intervention of First Ladies, 34 states, including the FCT, have now domesticated the law in our respective states. With support from our partners and the matron of the forum, the First Lady of Nigeria, Her Excellency Dr. Aisha Buhari, the forum has been able to have coordinating mechanisms to facilitate the implementation of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act and increase the number of sexual assault referral centers and shelters, provide economic empowerment for women in grassroots communities to reduce their vulnerability, as well as sustained advocacy for girl-child education. We now have over 40 sexual assault referral centers spread across the states of the country, and about 21 recognized public and private-run gender-based violence shelters. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the successes recorded working together as wives of state governors on sexual and gender-based violence inform the extension of our influence to bear on other health and social concerns, which include drug abuse, mental health, cancer care and management, human trafficking, menstrual hygiene, amongst others. This drive has seen us engage with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the National Center for Women Development, the United Nations Office on Drug Control, National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, as partners to ensure that these ills are brought to the barest minimum in our communities. This year will see the forum engaged in the production of more publications, establish more sexual assault referral centers, maintain the forum secretariat located in Asokoro, Abuja. Yes, we do have a secretariat, which we really tried hard to get together. So we all meet in this secretariat. We hold the forum's annual conference and quarterly meetings in different parts of the country, and we intend to continue this. And we have an orientation seminar, which is expected to be held for incoming First Ladies by May 2023. So by God's grace, when Asiwaju is being sworn in, we would also go and have our own induction as well at the same time. Though of different political leanings, members of the Nigerian Governors' Wives Forum are united in our commitment to bring succor to the indigents in our multifaceted intervention in our respective states. So now I would like to talk about Kwara. The governor of Kwara State, Malam Abdurrahman Abdurazak, on the 8th of December 2021, signed the Kwara State Gender Composition Bill. A lot has been said here this evening about mainstreaming of women, gender inclusion, and the affirmative action. So Kwara has signed this 35% affirmative action bill, and we look forward to it being signed at the national level. So women do not have a limit to their aspirations, while the youth as well have been made partners in the issues that affect them and their communities. In sustaining this drive, my office and the Ajike People Support Center also engage women and youth in skills acquisition programs to make them self-reliant while we expose them to the social investment programs of the federal government and the state government. These social investment programs have prompted the development of micro, small, and medium-scale businesses and repositioned them to be competitive in their chosen markets, which mostly include production of ashoke and shea butter. To further integrate trade in the state and be well positioned to harness the benefit of the Africa Continental Free Trade Zone, which I was handling while I was still ambassador, the Kwara State Garment Factory, with a capacity to create 2,000 jobs, is built to commence operations fully in the course of the year. Going forward, while we intend to pursue vigorously the development of women and youth and promote the trade, industry, and development, and all the other things mentioned earlier, it is my sincere belief that the presidency of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will provide sterling leadership in this quest for us to be able to achieve all the other things that we intend to achieve. This belief is deeply rooted in the importance placed on the inclusion of women and youth in the political process by the Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Council, and this is evident in the composition of a women presidential campaign team, A first of its kind, you will agree with me, with the First Lady, Dr. Aisha Buhari, as the matron, and Senator Oluremi Tinubu as the president, with Mrs. Shetima as co-president. I think this deserves a round of applause. We've never seen its kind before, a presidential campaign team with over 1,200 women as members. I thank His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu for these sterling qualities, for his leadership, for his foresight in making sure that all these things have been happening. I commend you all here today, the host, the speaker, and Risala, and all those involved in today's event. Permit me to also extend a courtesy to Her Excellency Distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu and Hajia Nana Shetima for their engagement with Nigerian women. Apart from the women rallies, I don't know if you are all aware, we had the flag off in Kwara on the 17th of November. We've also had women town hall meetings alongside those being held by the men, and door-to-door campaigns with a town hall in FCT just a few days ago. While avoidable challenges rear its head at the eve of the general elections, we are resolute in our determination to follow the man who knows the road, to salvaging our country and bring to respite to all Nigerians, irrespective of religion or socio-political leanings. In this regard, I believe it is the collective resolve of the Nigerian women to stand on the mandate of His Excellency, the Jagaban of Borgu, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, come February 25th, and on your mandate we shall surely stand. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you very much. Please keep the applause coming. Her Excellency Ambassador Olufolake Abdulrazak, wife of the Governor of Kwara State, thank you so much for that very inspiring comment. Thank you so, so much. Now I'm moving to a very important segment of the program, which is hearing from mentors and mentees of so far, and we're going to be hearing from a few. I'm going to call the first person to come and speak and say a few things about her experience and the benefits of Meet the Mentor at the PSN network. Let me welcome Chief Omolola Abiola Edewa. Let me read her profile very quickly. Honorable Omolola Abiola Edewa holds a first degree in business administration with a major in accounting and in MBA in marketing from the Woodbury University, Los Angeles, California, USA. After her national service, she worked as an insurance broker for 13 years, after which she joined the then Alliance for Democracy in 1999 and contested for the House of Representatives seat to represent Apapa Federal Constituency in Lagos State. In 2012, she was appointed as Executive Director of Corporate Services at the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC. She is a member of the Institute of Directors, IOD, and the Chartered Institute of Bankers. Chief Omolola Abiola Edewa is a proud indigene of Abeokuta in Ogun State and a patriotic Nigerian. With a round of applause, please welcome with us Chief Omolola Abiola Edewa, one of the main beneficiaries. Welcome, madam. Please keep the applause coming.
Good evening, very, very distinguished and eminent ladies and gentlemen. I don't do this often, so I'm going to cut to the chase. I would like to indulge that you allow me stand on existing protocol, please. So, like I said, good evening, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And I said that I seek your indulgence to stand on already established protocols, please. Now, there's no gainsay. I recall, let me just say that, in saying this, I'm not unmindful of what the Speaker of the House said. That is strictly a mentor-mentee thing, and it's not political. I'm going to keep it apolitical, but do please lend me your ears. there is no gainsaying that these are hard times for Nigeria and Nigerians, as it is world over, be it economically or security-wise. I remember with nostalgia my growing up years when many of our homes were demarcated by hibiscus shrubs and low picket gates, which we called fences, compared to the garrisons we all leave behind now, making us look like prisoners in our own homes. I equally remember when scheduled buses ran regular routes on our roads, at least in Lagos, arriving as and when scheduled, like in other parts of the world. Now, most school children in those days depended on these buses to go to school and back, with their parents not at the least worried about their ward's security. I equally remember when I was in the ABU Zaria, and just outside of my Amina Hall, vendors displayed their newspapers and cola nuts and left them unattended. Everyone simply chose whichever and placed the money in a small tray placed there for that purpose. The good old days. Most of this and more have paled into oblivion. Admittedly, the sheer exponential growth and unplanned and unmanaged population growth and the unavailability of data to help in the formulation of needed policies in the management of this growth and the failure of planning on the part of our government turned that which could have been a benefit into a liability, or if you like, a disadvantage. I need not bore you with an endless list of challenges, as we all know the myriad of challenges we face daily as a people. However, we all, as Nigerians, are looking forward to the rebirthing of a new Nigeria. Renewed hope. As our first attempt was not allowed to see the light of day. But yet, again, we have the audacity to again hope. Pun intended. A renewed hope for solution and idea-driven Nigeria. A Nigeria of our dreams. One that is inclusive, that is fair and equitable. A Nigeria where we must hold our leaders more accountable, all right? But where we all must also be accountable. And I'll give us some short examples. In recent times, we've had fuel scarcity. And this scarcity, with the scarcity going on, we were able to, black market was thriving. It wasn't our leaders that were selling in the black market. It was us. So when we say that we need our leaders to be accountable, we also have to be ready to be accountable. Another example that comes readily to mind is a scarce currency. Whilst Nigerians, most Nigerians were suffering for lack of currency, it was in the black market being sold. Some people were making profits at our collective expense. They were not necessarily our leaders. Some of us are also guilty. So as we ask that our leaders be more accountable, I think it's time that we also begin to hold ourselves accountable. When people, Nigerians are suffering, looking for money, and some people are trading that money for profit at our expense, that is cruelty of man to man. We need a country committed to the delivery of modern infrastructure, a country that is IT-driven, which will in turn deliver on an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, and also unleashing of potentials of especially our teeming youths. All of this are possible and closer than we think, particularly as the next election beckons so close. A most important opportunity for us to get it right, because I'm sure we know that our lives literally depend on these choices that we're about to make. This, if I may remind us, is a recruitment exercise. And we Nigerians are their praisers. As one of the most critical requirements of a job interview is a request for references, we have heard many testimonies given about this mentor of mentors. As one who has had some close dealings with the mentor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I believe I'm qualified as a referee, and I therefore seek for your indulgence to say the following. That Asiwaju was my governor, my leader, my egbon. As I worked very closely with him as a member of the House of Representatives, the class of 1999, from Lagos State, representing Apapa, like was already said. Now, my observations, I'm not, if you like, I will describe myself as an introvert, but I am very observant. I just sit and I watch. And my observation of this great gentleman is very peculiar skills in crisis resolution. And as we know, politics and crisis go hand in hand. So you need somebody who is equipped with these skills. And I'll give you an example. Many times, especially when I just joined and I was a greenhorn, you know, as politicians, we like squabbles. We'll make issues, mountains out of molehill, and we'll make a big force. And of course, the local leaders will come forth and try and sort these things out. But no, we will make so much noise that Marina will hear. And all we'll hear is, the governor wants to see you people and all of that. We will all march. I'm going to finish, so you can lower the volume, please. I have started and I will finish. Thank you very much. So, the governor will hear in Marina and send for us. We will march there. And when we get there, he listens. Okay, then he goes, all right, okay, is that all? They say yes. And it's okay. You know, it's only one office. You let this person go. Don't worry. You will be taken care of. And then I'll hear the person, this is the person that has been raising hell. Go. All right, sir. Okay, sir. We'll get out, and another greenhorn like myself said to in this particular instance, what the governor said, that was what the leader said to you in Apapa now. They said, no, you know, this one, if he says it, he won't do it. That this man, if he says I should wait, he will remember. Cut the long story short. 4 years later, another election. The person who the governor has asked to go and let this other guy stay behind had done his second term and it was done. So, on the local level, they were doing their thing. This man was saying, reminding them that, the last time they said that I should wait, so that was, do I look like governor? That was governor. This man is going this time. This man tried and tried and tried to reach the governor. He couldn't get him. Finally, you know what happened? Like a week later, the governor calls and says, you people should remember our word to the young man. Remember our word to the young man and give him a chance unless it says no. Now, to me, that is integrity. Because one man is the governor, mind you, and that is just one man out of so many people. And he remembered. I think that is a man to follow. I'll tell you another thing. A true Nigerian always, no. Asiwaju is a true Nigerian. I'll tell you why. It was Asiwaju that started in Lagos State. He had in his cabinet, he always had in his cabinet, a non-indigent. And, you know, till tomorrow in Lagos, that has gone on. We have, in his cabinet, we'll have an Igbo man, we will have an Hausa man. It was not a requirement. It was just something that if you can do the job and on merit, you're qualified, he'll give you the job. To me, that is a Nigerian. And that is a man that is worthy of being followed. I'm not done yet. Gender. Asiwaju is gender friendly. And let me tell you how. I'll tell you how. When we were contesting, it was under Asiwaju's regime that the fee was lowered. We stopped paying, females stopped paying for the intention form. It was Lagos State that started that, okay? That women no longer must pay for consent form. I should know because I contested and I did not pay. Also, in the 1999 class of the House of Representatives, all right, Lagos State sent the largest number of women, even though nationally it was very abysmal and poor. But as a state, it sent the largest number of women. Therefore, you have a man like that, and I'm glad that we're all women here. You have nothing at all to worry about because he's a very gender-friendly leader. Thank you very much. I'm done. Thank you very much. I would like to also congratulate PSN. PSN, I congratulate you for a job well done. Well done for all of your hard work. And to your leader, Risola, my baby sister, well done, Risola. Congratulations.
Please, she needs a big round of applause. She says she's not done. And you must listen till she's done. And we did. Please, she deserves a round of applause. You know, when she was talking, I was remembering something the speaker said. One of the lessons he learned from Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said that loss today is victory deferred, and it's the way of honor. And that struck me based on what she said. So even if you lose today, loss today is victory deferred, and that's one of the lessons our speaker learned from Asiwaju. He also said that private ambition must never overshadow shared interests of party and society, which I thought was really good. So thank you. And based on what she just said, just reminded me of those points you raised earlier. Very quickly, because we are running out of time and we don't want to keep our celebrant. He has so many places to attend this evening. But up next, our final comment this morning. Ajuri, please be like Iyaloja. Iyaloja was very succinct. I need you to be very succinct also. So I'll be introducing Ajuri Ngalale, that's a Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Public Affairs and Assistant Principal Spokesperson, the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Organization, an investigative journalist and television broadcaster with experience spanning over a decade. He also served at Channels TV, many of us knew him at Channels, prior to being appointed as SSA to the President in October 2019. Please, with a round of applause, welcome Mr. Ajuri Ngalale. Ajuri, you know you, I can drag mic from you. Every other person I can't. So,
God bless you. Thank you very much. Greetings to our great leader, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, His Excellency Femi Bajabiamila, his lovely wife, and other highly respected dignitaries. I'm happy to stand on all existing protocol. Well, let me just say that my lovely wife, Crystal, who's watching from home, gave birth to our fourth child just 2 days ago. So things are, I'm a little groggy, but I'll give you my best. I have been asked this evening to give an idea of what the All Progressives Congress has achieved for Nigeria and Nigerians between 2015 and 2023 in just a very few short minutes. Let's start from, if I can, just lay out a few facts. Before 2015, there was not a single high-speed standard gauge railway in operation in this country. Today, 8 years later, there are 3. The Warri Ajeokuta Itakpe Railway, 326 kilometers. Abuja Kaduna Rail Line, and of course the Lagos-Ibadan Rail Line. Today, from 2015 rather, there was not a single new international airport terminal anywhere in this country. Today, there are 5, due to the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari and of course the All Progressives Congress. If we look around this country, whether it's the 350 billion naira Second Niger Bridge or the 250 billion naira Lagos-Ibadan Expressway or the 99 billion naira Apapa Oronshoki Tollgate Road, or the Abuja-Kaduna Zaria-Kano Expressway, or many, many others, or the 15 million Nigerians benefiting from social investment programs, and so many other interventions, we know that this is a party, unlike the others, that when it promises, it delivers. Now, for want of time, I will not be able to say in 2 minutes what I would usually need a few days of seminar to be able to lecture. But let me say that the last few days in this country, the last few weeks, have been very, very difficult to navigate as a public servant. Why do I say so? My job, and I'm breaking from script now, my job as the Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Public Affairs is not to reel out what government wants me to reel out to people and have them to swallow it. No. Over the last 4 years, I have done well over 1,500 television and radio appearances. Our focus has been on creating two-way communication in this country, where our people, no matter where they are, or where they're from, or who they support politically, they can give us their feedback, their criticisms of government policy, and we can feed that back to those policymakers and drivers that were empowered to serve those same Nigerians. This is the future, in my opinion, of public information management. Let me say that the reason why I said it's very difficult over the last few weeks to operate as a public servant is that it's difficult to explain to the Nigerian woman who has relied on that tray of pomo that she sells to find out that consumers that used to patronize her stand are no longer able to come with cash to buy her items. She's looking at an uncertain tomorrow. She doesn't know what's going to happen. And what she hears is that it is government that has put her in this position. And as a government spokesperson, it's difficult for me to explain that the right intention and the right motive of President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure that we clean up our elections, that we reduce the role of cash in illicit terrorist financing and all of these things, that right motive has been manipulated and hijacked by a small group of unappointed power brokers and unelected bureaucrats. Very difficult to explain that. So let me say, in closing, that it's very rare in the life of any country when both domestic and foreign factors align in such a way that will push a country to a precipice. Even more rare is it that in such a historic moment, you can have a man who, by dint of hard work, by his training, by his traits, is positioned to meet that moment on behalf of a weary Nigerian nation. I'm here to say that when the common bonds of our unity have been under strain by misguided secessionists and selfish politicians, we have been given a leader, a unifier, who brought the best and brightest from every part of this country to serve the great people of Lagos State. When we understand that the excellence of any nation's future is tantamount to the quality and quantum of preparation that nation's youth receive, we can understand why the youths of this country support en masse His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be the next president of the Federal Republic. After February 25th, our nation will be heard from all corners of the globe. Make no mistake. What will they hear? With the resounding victory of this great man, this treasure of Africa, not Nigeria, of Africa, we are going to send a very unanimous message to the world that Nigeria is serious, that Nigeria is rising, and that every black, woman, man, and child anywhere in the world under oppression is inferior to nobody. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless our Federal Republic.
That was powerful. Please give a round of applause. Thank you so much, Ajuri, man of words. When Ajuri speaks, there's power in his voice. Up next, very quickly, we can't go straight to the end without bringing these two wonderful women to come and say a few things about our celebrant today. Let me quickly invite Chioma Ogu, a woman who Asiwaju gave a platform, and also Mariam Busari, a former one-day governor under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Please, ladies, come encourage them with a round of applause.
Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit us to stand on the already established protocol. We don't have much time, just that we have to say a word or two to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. My name is Chioma Ogu, and I'm so privileged to be here tonight to say thank you again, sir, for what you did to me and thousands of students across Lagos State 23 years ago. You started it, and the policy is still ongoing till today. And I'm here to say thank you on behalf of all of us that benefited from that program. 1 million and over 1 million, or God knows how many tons of millions who are still benefiting from it. I had other options, of course, options of not going to school if you had not made that policy. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Hold on for Miriam, please.
Good evening, Your Excellency, other distinguished guests. This is our special appreciation to you. I was the one-day governor in 2007, the very last one-day governor, the little girl that had the privilege and honor to share your seat, your revered seat. And that experience, I attribute a lot of my success. Today I'm a lawyer and I'm in public service and doing several other things based on that singular and privileged platform that you gave us. The Spelling Bee initiative was started by distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu. It was our response to bridge the gap between vulnerable children who had little access to what their counterparts in private schools had. There was a dearth in education. While Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was building infrastructure, building millennium schools, Senator Oluremi Tinubu felt the need to start a competition that would promote healthy rivalry among every Lagos child. And Asiwaju, in his usual style, crowned that effort by making the winner of that competition the one-day governor. That competition has birthed several lawyers, doctors, engineers, even a professor of law. We have detribalized individuals in our council. We have Igbos, we have Hausas, and Asiwaju is an exemplifying factor of Asiwaju's meritocracy. It stands for excellence. And today, we want to say, on behalf of several people that you gave opportunity 20-something years ago, a legacy that has been sustained because of its impact and because of its benefits. We say thank you for the gift of access. We say thank you for the gift of leadership. We say thank you for the gift of vision. And we wish you renewed strength because we know you are committed, you have the capacity, you are capable, and you have demonstrated yourself for the peace, for the progress, and for the unity of Nigeria. We wish you all the best, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We are grateful, sir. Thank you, Risola, for this wonderful platform to share our story. Thank you also much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished guests. Good evening.
All right. Thank you very much. So up next, I'm going to invite to introduce and welcome our special guest, Hajia Samira Sadiq Dibal, Deputy National Coordinator, PSM. Please come forward.
Good evening, everyone. Your Excellency, the future President. Allow me to stand on existing protocols. The future President, incoming President of Nigeria, Inshallah. Allow me to stand on already established protocols. I would first like to appreciate the he's for she's that are in this room with us, including my husband, His Excellency Alhaji Adamu Shatima Yuguda Diba, here to support me, men supporting women. Tonight will be noted to be one of those rare, breathtaking moments because our invited guest of honor, a person whose name resonates in the spirit of sacrifice, devotion, authenticity to service, especially as it pertains to women. His accomplishments as governor of Lagos State were beyond doubt laudable. Boldly determined, he transformed Lagos State to meet economic challenges. In addition, his notable support for women, inclusion in politics, leadership, and development is absolutely unrivaled. Women, this is your flight to board. So ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and humility that I introduce to you and welcome on stage the warrior for women inclusion, the beacon of renewed hope, the Jagaban of Africa, the man on whose mandate we stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Please.
On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, brother. On your mandate, brother. On your mandate we shall stand.
Thank you. God bless you and God bless Nigeria. Please have your seats. Please excuse me from the protocol list. I say to Femi Gbajabiamila and his family and friends, thank you very much. I am indeed very, very, very happy. Risola is a thinker and a doer. If you want to achieve anything in life, those are the qualities that you must possess: thinking and doing. You follow it up again with the ability to do something you ought to do at the time it ought to be done. That's simply simplified, seizing an opportunity. If you let it go, it's hot about it, and you let it fly off your mind, that's it. It's gone. It's gone. The time you lose, you can never recover. It is very, very important. I want to say thank you very, very much. Thank you for repeating this night. The other night, I was called to service. When I have to apologize to you that I couldn't continue, and you terminated the dinner ceremony. So many of you had gone back, and many are still here. But I thank God. I thank God that you are able to repeat tonight and able to exhibit an example of a lifelong commitment to service. What I can proudly say as I'm standing here tonight is that throughout my year of being a governor, all the salaries and allowances that were paid to the governor were not spent by me. They were donated. Go and verify in any way. They were all given to the needy. I have somebody dedicated to check writing. Every month, they write a check in response to letter of request, or child-led home, or school of death, and I am here. I can look back and thank God for a successful life. For all the things, good things said by Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. Yes, it's one thing to have a mentor. It's another thing to have a mentee. It's a two-way street. You have to have somebody who believes in you. You have to have somebody who shares your passion, your thinking, and you have to be able to interrogate individually your level of intellectual inquisitiveness. Your child or daughter is inquisitive. Don't blame her or him. Don't smart. Let that question continue. Answer it as many times as possible, because eventually the benefit will be yours and that of many others that are coming. As a nation, we are facing challenges right now. Those challenges are what we call it, challenges. But believe one thing, there is the capacity in you to find a ways in a situation where there are no ways. Finding a way where there is no way. Yes, you can draw water from a dry well. I have a book subtitled that, in Financialism, co-authored by me and my friend. We are here to say Bola Tinubu what it is that you want in presidency. I want teamship, a nation. As I stand before you, I don't have a diplomatic passport. Not because I don't want it, not because I cannot have it, but because I don't want to get indulged. Pure and simple. I want to be a citizen of a country, and that citizenship is the simplicity of living within the realm of your effort. Please, let's build Nigeria together. Let's forge the effort. I've had the pleas tonight, but I know it's very difficult not to look for the easy way to gain. Yes, I've had sitting down there that some people are trading with what is becoming an elusive currency or cash. We will solve the problem. Let's have faith in one another, in our nation, self-determination, courage, perseverance, consistency, and resiliency. You and I, we will drive Nigerian ship. We will anchor it in a way that it will be stable, lovable, and prosperous for all of us. Please, take it easy. You know it, that Nigeria is rich, is blessed. It's just because we have not harnessed the opportunity that we have. But I promise you, I will do that if elected. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Respectfully, sir, I'd like you to stay on stage, sir, for a few moments, please, because we have gifts for you. For PSN, let me call up the National Coordinator, Risola Abiola, and her Deputy, Hajia Samira Sadiq Debel. Please come forward to present. I also like to invite Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila to join them on stage, sir. Please come forward. Alhaji Nuhu Ribadu, would you like to come forward too, please? The APC National Women Leader, Dr. Betta Edu, please kindly join. Mrs. Gbajabiamila, kindly please move forward. And also, sir, Malam Yau Darazal, please come forward. The Senior Presidential Assistant to President Buhari, please kindly come forward as the PSN National Coordinator, Risola Abiola, presents an award to the celebrants of this evening, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Daddy, Emma Binukoda Biowell, Boyorubani te Baba Baku Baba no Luku. I want to thank you for everything. Your story inspires. You have dedicated your entire life to this country. You fought for Nigeria at a time when others were not willing to. You have set a standard when it comes to governance. I don't think that there is nobody else that has played the kind of role that you have in the lives of so many people. The people you have mentored are mentors in their own right. The people you have led are leaders in their own right. It cuts across sectors, not just politics. There are lots of people in the private sector, some of them are here as well. And I just want to say thank you for showing us that it is possible. I want to say thank you for showing us that one can be truly selfless. And I want to say thank you. There is nothing we say or do that can convey the depth of our gratitude and appreciation for you. But we would like to present this award, the Icon of Human Development, to you, sir. Kindly accept it.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, we'd like you to still stay a bit more because lots of people want to take pictures with you.
Well, thank you, Rizzola, and the team. That is teamship. That's a lecture by itself. And I say thank you. We achieve greatness for this country. Let us just believe in ourselves.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, please come forward. Please come this way. We'll still like you to stick around a bit more. We're going to call in more of our guests to come and say, no, let me do the calling, please. I will call you. I will call the principal officer of PSN to please come forward. Every other person, please excuse. The National ESCO should please come forward. National ESCOs. Our guests can't stay for too long here, so National ESCOs alone, please. National ESCOs alone, please. After that, we're going to call the mentees. I'll call their names. And afterwards, everybody goes. After this, all the mentees present, please come forward to take a picture with our celebrants. I'm going to call their names. Please come forward. Barrister Zainab Buba Maruba, please come forward. Chief Lola Abiola Edewo, Mariam Busari, Chairman Ogu, Her Excellency, Princess Adejoke Orelope, she's not here. Favor and Faithful Shobowale Davis, please come forward quickly to take a picture with His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So the national escorts are still here. Please, can we have... Please, guys, sorry, thank you very much. 1 second. Can we have the escorts, please? Excuse us, please. I know everybody wants to take a picture with him. Kindly excuse, please. PSN escorts alone, please. PSN escorts. Please, can I get some security here, please? Okay, so, ouch.
Jagaban. Everybody vote for Jagaban.
To shape the political fortune of any country.
Honorable Minister, that's how you misinform the public.
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events happen to engage us in constant conversation.
That's what we're looking for. Not some people who are talking about ethnicity. No.
Who is on your mind?
Don't worry.
Join me every day on Politics Tonight, where we dissect issues that shape our political destiny. Politics Tonight, weekdays on TVC News.
For this election, in spite of all the threats of the bullying, I believe the election will go on. And what we can only ask is that the security agencies should rise up. They should live up to the public expectations, and they should map out areas of significant interest. And South is one of them, to ensure that those areas are well policed, so that people can go out to express their democratic will.
You know, this even will bring fear to even the hard workers, youth corpers, if to be a parent and they are asking your child to supervise election anywhere in the East, especially in those volatile areas. This brings a lot of concern.
Yes, people are really worried about the turn of events in the Southeast. I would have expected that by now security will have improved, because the governors of the Southeast came up with a Bubiagu, but we've not really seen any significant progress made by Bubiagu to rein in the miscreants who are taking people's lives in that part of the country. There are 2 out of our 5 most dominant parties. We have 2 candidates from the Southeast, because the ABGA candidate is also from the Southeast. Remember, ABGA is the second oldest party in the country. Their candidate is from the Southeast, and we have Peter Obi, who is also a prominent candidate now, doing well.
From the Labour Party.
You know, across the country in terms of the energy that he has put into the campaign and all that. So why should somebody just come out to say, no, there will be sit at home on the day of election? He also even instituted, if I can use that word, he instituted even curfews. They did not just stop us. You know, you can say, okay, sit at home. This is an act of civil disobedience. But what do you call curfew? It's not your place to impose curfew.
I don't know the capacity.
Just behave like an illiterate.
Somebody that has access to the data.
It's not in your place to impose curfew. You are not government. It is government that imposes curfew. Government working with the security agencies can say, okay, we impose curfew. But if a non-state actor can sit somewhere in front of his camera and start saying, okay, in this state, Enugu state, there will be curfew, this place there will be curfew, that place there will be curfew, it's unheard of. I've never had any non-state actor come up with an idea of a curfew. You are not government, for God's sake. So I think that even the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they need to identify some of these people sitting outside our country
to incite
and inciting our people to violence, to bloodletting.
I'm telling you.
There ought to be a way to deal with the situation.
Ahmed is calling us from Owerri. Oh, lost that call. Because it's becoming you know, because this individual was said to have taken over the group at a point in time. At a point in time, they said they have expelled him. But one thing or the other, we know that he might have his own adherents, people that he can influence, and gun-carrying people.
Yeah, because we've seen a mapper who is supposed to be the ideologue of the IPOP in the absence of the founder of the group. We've heard him say, no, we will only have sit at home on the days when they bring Nnamdi Kanu to court. But these other people completely go against that. And they didn't start this thing. It's IPOP that started it. Now IPOP has lost control because cultists and other people have taken over. And the cruel thing is they take, when they kidnap people, they take ransom from them and still go ahead to kill them. Like the chairman, local government that was killed the other day, they took ransom, running into millions of naira, and they still beheaded him.
That's the manner in which they carry out, you know.
Yeah. Look at the soldier couple that they killed. So I have serious concerns for the prosperity of the Southeast. But with people relocating businesses and all that, it doesn't bode well at all. And in fact, the peace and tranquility of the Southeast is something that we all should be concerned about. It's a judge today. Who knows who it could be tomorrow? It could even be a journalist. It could be anyone visiting the state.
Our condolences to Choma Gboma of the news agency of Nigeria. Now, one of the best ways to tackle insecurity is to ensure that offenders don't go unpunished. The Ogun State Command of the Nigerian Police has arrested the suspect involved in the killing of a couple, Kehinde and Bukola Fatinoye, on the 1st of January in Abeokuta, the state capital. The killers also murdered their only surviving son, Oreoluwa Fatinoye, who was thrown into a river alongside a family friend. The command's public relations officer, Abimbola Oyeyemi, confirmed 3 persons involved in the killing, including the prime suspects who had earlier escaped from police custody, Lekon Adekombi, have all been arrested by the police. This is a good development, and that investigation, the beginning of this year, this was a sad story that we actually contend with. They went for their watch night service. By the time they came back, they were assassinated, and their house was set ablaze. And we felt that, look, it was quite discouraging when we were told that the prime suspects escaped.
Yes, you know, and a lot of us felt really bad, angry with the police that the guy was allowed to escape. But it's good news that we have now that they've all been rounded up and they are cooling their heels in a police detention facility. There is no reason in the world for what the guy did. And the callous manner in which he got these people killed. People still jubilating about the fact that they had seen a new year. They were just coming from crossover service when this boy and his friends attacked them and burnt them inside their house, took their son away, you know, to then throw him into the river. So the boy's bloated body was found later. The couple was unrecognizable, already burnt beyond recognition, you know. And at the end of the day, what was his grudge? That they didn't increase his salary. If somebody gave you a job, he has given you a means to put food on your table. People have their issues. If they are unable to increase your salary at some point, look for another job. It doesn't mean you should take their life. That's not the only place where you can work. I mean, I don't know when we talk about these drugs that people take, because there's no way a rational human being will go to the extent
without the influence of any of this,
without having taken, even his friends too, they will all have ingested these terrible substances. That's why a lot of our people underrate the essence of NDLA and the work that General Marwa is doing. If we are able to stop people's access to these illicit drugs, there's no way that crime rate will not come down. Even Boko Haram, when they get hold of them, and for some time they've not been able to take all these their drugs, you now see a level of sobriety that you couldn't have imagined. You'll be very calm. At that point, they have returned from being an animal to being a human being again. You now see some level of sanity. You know, at that point, they will be looking like the rest of us because the drug has been taken away. There was a boy who murdered his father, a retired lieutenant commander. I don't know if you saw the pictures.
I remember that story.
He cut the father into bits. The man just retired from the Navy. I don't know, maybe maybe he asked for some money from the man's retirement benefit. It was not given. But for a boy to go to that extent, it also suggests that illicit drug must have been ingested. People can't just do some of these things, you know, out of sheer hatred. No, the drug use is involved.
At that moment.
I told you what General Marwa told me when I interviewed him, that there is a big man in Nigeria who can only go to sleep when he's sure that his son is already deep in sleep. Because it's like trouble waiting to happen at any time, that the boy is ready to take his life. So it's when it is fast asleep that the man can then feel comfortable to go to sleep. It's terrible.
Wale, if you look at the trend,